Hey guys, Magnus Robert here bringing you another video. So, of course I asked in the Discord, which event did you want to see next? And you guys voted for the Wild West 2. So, yeah, this is the update I'm bringing you. Obviously this is my idea. I think there is potential for a sequel of the Wild West event. In hindsight, that event was very good. And I certainly think they should do a sequel to it. You know, bring back some of those other sort of cowboy things that we got, a lot of, the sort of items that we got from that event, bring back all that stuff. Obviously, kind of highlight the dirt and the dirt roads again. I was really happy they added those tiles. And then we can also, sort of get some new stuff. So I've kind of based this primarily around the Dude Where's My Ranch episode, but that doesn't mean I've exclusively just got stuff from that episode. Originally this was intended to be a mini event, and then I ended up just branching out. I was like, oh wait, they could do so much with this. So yeah, it kind of morphed into a Wild West 2. I do want to give a massive shout out though to Uta, or I believe Edible Pigs, I think that's still his Discord name, or Uta anyway, from the Discord server, because he is the sort of person who kind of gave me a few ideas for this and helped me pick out a few things that I didn't realize were added in the game. So yeah, let's kind of go through this. So of course, here's the startup. So Marge wants the family to do something outdoorsy, as they have been inside too much lately because of maybe a certain thing going on in the world. Homer tells Marge the outside world is boring, but she suggests camping. Cookie interrupts and asks, why don't you come on back down to the Lazy Eye Ranch? So you make Simpsons pack bags for ×5, and this will unlock the event. So there's going to be four acts to this event, like every major event, and these are the event currency. So you got horseshoes, movie reels that should be, offensive headgear, and cowboy hats. So let's get into the event. Boom, there's a Gil's deal. Gil is here. 275 donuts for this deal. So you'll get Cowboy Bob as a character, Bob's RV Roundup as a building. So this will just sort of be like a park. So you'll get the big sign, you'll get like his little sort of office, and then you'll also get a bunch of RVs in there as well. And then on top of that, you also get a decoration, which is the Ultimate Behemoth. And yeah, so that's a decoration. You can place that, in your town. It'll be huge. Maybe not as big as the truck, but it will still be pretty goddamn big. So I thought this would be great for a Gil's deal. It's sort of separate enough that it makes sense as a Gil's deal, because obviously it's an RV salesman, but then connected enough because this whole get up is he's a cowboy, right? So I figured that'd be great for the Gil's deal. And then boom, super premium. Now normally I do not add super premium items into my event ideas for one good reason, and that's I hate super premium stuff. But I just could not resist. I wanted this character in the game, and I came up with an idea for him, okay? Why not? He has a special task to clean the graffiti. So basically, obviously, in your towns, if your friends sort of visit your towns, they leave like graffiti on your school and on your mows and on your town hall, and you obviously have to individually click them. But if you have Cleany, you can just sort of click him, and then he'll do it for 6 seconds. So it'll be a 6-second task. He'll maybe do like a little jig or something, or maybe he'll be like, it's like seething around, and then all the graffiti will be cleaned up, and you'll get all the XP from it too. So yeah, that's my idea with him. He'll come with the stack of 60 donuts, so he'll only be obviously $4.99 or £4.99 or €5.49. So he won't be like ridiculously overpriced. He'll be reasonably priced for a character. So that's 60 donuts. I think that's fair. 60 donuts for a character. Plus you're actually, I say 60 donuts for a character. You're paying for 60 donuts. You get a character and the 60 donuts on top. I still don't think super premium stuff is great, but if they did it like this and there was something, unique about this character, I'd be happy enough with it. And so that's why I sort of did the super premium thing. Don't worry, this won't be a regular occurrence. I normally hate super premium. Moving on. The store, boom. In the store, for Act 1, you've got the Lazy Eye Ranch building. So it's this sort of thing here. I don't know what to call it. Call it maybe the ranch house or the Lazy Eye Ranch HQ. You can call it whatever. But you get this kind of building anyway, with Cookie as a character. So it's really weird that they never actually added Cookie in the Wild West update. He seems like the perfect character, but they never seem to add him. So yeah, 150 donuts for him and this building. Moving on. So Luke Stetson tells Lisa that she has some nerves coming back to the Lazy Eye Ranch after what she did. Lisa apologizes and tells him that she will make up for it. He tells her to be friends with his sister if she wants to spend time with him. So you make Lisa suck up to Luke, make Marge look for a place to stay, make Homer annoy the locals, and make Springfielders earn horses shoes, and this will unlock the Lazy Eye Ranch sign. So just a simple decoration. You get the sort of cobblestone thing here with the post and the sign, formerly Wandering Eye Nudist Colony. Yeah, pretty solid. Clara tells Lisa that her favourite activity is shooting chickens. Lisa thinks this is horrible, but Clara tells her if she wants her brother's attention, she better get shooting. So you make Lisa miss shots, make Springfielders hunt chickens, and that'll be like ×3. Make Springfielders earn shoe horses, and then this will unlock the chicken tied to a stump. So this will be a little decoration for you. Kind of funny. So yeah. Lisa begs Clara to do something fun instead, and Clara tells her she wants revenge for her sending her into the dark and dank forest. So Clara tells Lisa she's left her hat somewhere in the woods and asks her to retrieve it. So you make Lisa pick a horse, make Springfielders explore the Wild West myths ×3, and make Springfielders earn horses shoes, and this will unlock the horse pen. So this will be another sort of decoration. Get this little post here, the bull skull. You also get the sort of sandy patch with the horses in there too. Maybe there can be like this dude here, for example. Like maybe there'll be like a little sort of crowd there too. Yeah, so obviously all decorations. Lisa gives Clara her hat and tells her she's done trying to make up for what she did. Instead, she's just going to go read in the ranch building. Clara says it's a shame as she only had one last thing to do, picking out rubbish from the lake to help the beavers. Lisa is overjoyed, so you make Lisa pick crap out the lake, make Homer annoy beavers, make Bart annoy beavers, and make Springfielders earn horseshoes, and this will unlock the beaver dam. So I think this probably should be a decoration too, meaning that there would be no buildings in this act, which, to be fair, I normally say I want at least one building, but sometimes when there's like awesome decorations, like this would be so cool, right? You get the little beaver dam and then the lake as well. That would be awesome. So I you know, if this act came out, I'd probably give it a pass for such a cool decoration. Anyway, Luke tells Lisa that Luke tells Lisa that she has earned time with him and asks where she wants to go or what she wants to do. She want to do horse riding, cloud watching, but Lisa instead wants to spend more time with Clara. So you make Lisa disappoint Luke, make Lisa spend time with Clara, and make Springfielders earn horseshoes to unlock Clara Stetson as a full playable character. So of course we got her brother in the last Wild West update, so it makes sense to get her, and I figured she makes sense in the prize track. Kind of annoying. I kind of would maybe Cookie kind of feels like that character, like Old Scratch, right? Where he sort of leads the event, but I feel like he should be premium. Moving on. Act 2 comes along, you get Yodelin Zeke with John Ford Center for Alcoholic Cowboys for 150 donuts. So, yeah, a great building with a pretty decent character. I think that'll be a good combo. So Bart finds Buck McCoy in the Lazy Ranch asking what he's doing here. He tells Bart he's taking one more shot at his career but can't seem to get the cash to shoot a movie. Bart suggests to him that he sells one of his many collectible items, so you make Bart help Buck pick something to sell, make Comic Book Guy look at Buck's collection, and make Springfielders earn film reels to unlock the bear chair. So this is a little bear chair that was in Buck McCoy's house. It was like the sort of one thing that was in the background that I picked out. I thought it'd be kind of cool. Comic Book Guy agrees to give Buck $500 for his chair, and Buck is happy, thinking that'll be enough to hire a writer. But Bart tells him that he looked online and he's going to need much more than that. Buck is ready to give up as he needs to pay for CGI or whatever they call it for the scary animal predators. But Bart tells him he could just use his stuffed animals instead, so you make Bart shoot a scene with Buck's stuffed animals or taxidermied animals, make Comic Book Guy berate the film, and make Springfielders earn film reels to unlock Buck McCoy's taxidermied animals. Awesome. Which of course are here. Then we have Bart gets Milhouse, Nelson and Martin to help out in the film. Buck asks Moe if he can convert his bar to an old-style saloon for the shoot to shoot a scene, but Moe refuses, saying he's done with converting Moe's. Bart tells Buck to shoot it in his home instead, So you make Bart film a scene, make Milhouse be the sidekick, make Martin be the damsel in distress, make Nelson be the villain, and make Springfielders earn film reels to unlock Buck McCoy's home. So, or Buck McCoy's mansion, I should probably call it. So, very surprising that they never added this in the game. It was really weird, right? Because we got Buck McCoy, but we didn't get anything that came with Buck McCoy. He was just sort of thrown in there. So, yeah, I think it'd be very awesome. We got his film reel, I guess. We got this little film set thing. But yeah, it'd be very awesome to get his manner in the game. Comic book guy watches the film but complains that Buck's outfit is more like retired hack, not awesome Western hero. Bart tells Buck that he needs to change up his attire. So you make Bart style Buck McCoy, make Nelson film the climax of the movie, make Springfielders earn film reels, and this will unlock Buck McCoy, the film set, and actor McCoy costume. Obviously, if you don't have Buck McCoy in the film set, you get him in that. But on top of that, you also get this costume for Buck McCoy, which is acting or actor voice Buck McCoy. I couldn't find like a character that he played, like a specific character, so I just had to call it actor Buck McCoy, but I think that's fine. This is sort of a costume. I guess this is not a necessary costume. This could be an animation, but I think it'd be very cool. It's a way of adding Buck McCoy back to the prize track, but on top of that, you also get something extra. Because I do like it when they re-add items. So originally I just had Buck McCoy with his film set here, but then I figured it'd be nice for the new players, add something for the new players too, so I figured his outfit would be pretty cool. It's a pretty cool get-up. And then finally, Bart says everything is done, the background music from Yodel and Zeke, the scenes from everyone, they just need to digitally edit in Buck's horse. Buck tells him no, he'll ride his actual horse. So you make Buck McCoy get Frank, make Bart wrap up filming, make Springfielders earn film reels, and this will unlock Frank the Wonder Horse. And then at the end, like Comic Book Guy says the film is terrible. So yeah, you get Frank the Wonder Horse as a full playable character. Very cool. Moving on, Act 3 comes along. Boom, we got the Lazy Eye Ranch natives with the Lazy Eye Ranch tribal camp for 150 donuts. So I know this technically was in the lake. So this was like under the lake. Obviously they like drowned the lake. They drained the lake even where the beavers lived, and this was sort of underneath, and then all the natives kind of ran to it. Now, that being said, I kind of want this just to be a building on its own. I don't want there to be like an animation where the dam sort of collapses and then we see this underneath. I just think this would be fine as a separate location. So yeah, you get these as a 3-in-1 character. I was originally going to kind of call it like the Lazy Eye Ranch native leader, but then that felt like too much. And then I was like, what about these two guys kind of speak too? It's not just him who sort of speaks. They all three of them have a kind of role, but they're not. They're not unique enough to be their own character, so I think a 3-in-1 character could be cool. They'll just be sort of walking around. So Marge asks the rich Texan and Cookie what family activities are here. Cookie recommends a picnic or bear hunt. The rich Texan suggests looking for oil to be pumped or throwing coins at beavers. Marge quietly backs away and asks the Lazy Eye Ranch natives what they recommend. The natives recommend a tour of the ranch. Marge agrees, so you make Marge enjoy the tour, make Bart be dragged along, make Homer complain about walking, make Lisa observe the nature, and make Springfielders earn offensive headgear to unlock the Lest We Forget sign. So, yeah, a little cool decoration here. Obviously, it's about the poor cowboys' hats that were shot off during the war with the natives, so a very funny little decoration. So Marge thanks the natives for their enriching and educational tour. She says it was very enlightening and wants to learn more about their culture. The natives tell her they'd be happy to share if she pays for a photo. So you make Marge pose for a picture, make Homer pose for the picture, and make Springfielders earn offensive headgear, and this will unlock the cutout. I don't know what you call this. What do you call this? I was trying to find a word for it, but I didn't really know, so I just called it a cutout. But yeah, you get this. I know it's meant to be Betty Boop and Rambo, but I feel like it's the Rambo one especially is not very, like, you couldn't tell exactly that's Rambo, but yeah, should be fine. The natives tell Marge about their ancestors and how they'd been reduced to selling cheap crap to tourists. So Marge tells them that she wishes she was a part of their culture. Being French American is pretty basic, but Marge mentions that Homer and her kids do have native ancestry. Marge, oh, Lisa, come here. So you make Marge dress up Lisa, make Lisa give her mom a lecture on cultural sensitivity, make Homer talk about his native ancestor, and make Springfielders earn offensive headgear to unlock, is it Hitachi? Hitachi Lisa anyway. So this will be a costume for Lisa, Hitachi Lisa. Yeah, I have talked about adding this before for a Thanksgiving update, but I think a Wild West update would be appropriate too. So Marge asks Homer what tribe his ancestor was a part of, but he has no clue, so Marge makes up one. Hitachi. Lisa says that she's tried lying before and it didn't go too well, but Marge tells her she wants to do something unique about she wants something unique about the family. John Squawking Bear asks Lisa to come prepare a speech at the Native American United Convention at the Capital City Convention Center. He tells Lisa he didn't know she's actually had native roots. So you make Marge be proud of her family, make Lisa prepare a speech, make Homer dig up some more about his ancestor, make Springfielders own offensive headgear, and this will unlock the Capital City Cultural Convention Center. So this actually isn't the Capital City Cultural Convention Center, this is just the Capital City Convention Center. But we already have one version of this building in the game, but it looks so radically different. The one that we have in the game currently is like so ugly, it's like sort of like a brown kind of building. It's so disgusting. This one looks so cool. Look at it. I mean, I would prefer if they added this one anyway. So, but if obviously maybe like the filing issues and also, you know, having the same building twice in the game, I can understand the issues there. So instead, just rename it, just call it something different. And I think the Capital City Cultural Convention Center is fine because obviously that's where the whole sort of obviously there was the actual cultural center that Lisa went to, but that's already been added to the game. But they did go to here as well, so I figured adding this makes sense. Lisa goes to give her speech, but doesn't have anything to say, and tells them that she doesn't know much about her native ancestors and isn't willing to lie about it. Marge is disappointed, as Helen, Luann, and Bernice all sort of laugh at her. So you make Marge give up on trying to stand out, make Lisa listen to John Squawking Bear's wisdom, make Springfielders earn offensive headgear, and this will unlock John Squawking Bear as a full playable character. Obviously, he's a journalist. He works for, I forget the name of it, but he works for like a paper, right? Like a sort of like a Native American paper. So he'd be a pretty cool character to have. Moving on. Act 4 comes along. In the store is the Royal King Trailer Park with Royce Lumpkin for 150 donuts. So we have seen this. This is obviously where Lurleen lives in at least in her first episode that she appears in. So it's basically just this sort of sign and then a bunch of trailers, but I would like them to include her trailer too, so maybe her trailer could be like at the back of the building, but we'll see like a bunch of trailers including hers. And we get obviously her father, which is Royce. So Homer tells the family that their little trip to Lazy Eye Ranch is coming to an end, but they should celebrate their last day by doing something as a family. Marge is happy that Homer is leading this trip, so you make Homer look for a venue, make Bart complain, make Lisa spend time with Clara, make Marge be proud of Homer, and make Springfielders earn cowboy hats to unlock the ye old animatronic saloon. So we didn't see this building in full, but we sort of saw the sign and it kind of panned over, so yeah, they could add that. Homer tells the family they're going to watch the new animatronic saloon and watch the animatronic performance, but whilst they're there, they see Lurleen performing. They ask her why she's performing here, and she tells them that she's hit rock bottom again and can't seem to catch a break. So Marge tells her all she needs is some guidance, and she can pick herself off her feet. So you make Marge give encouragement, make Homer catch up with Lurleen, make Springfielders earn cowboy hats, and this will unlock the Spittle County sign. So you get this as a little decoration. This is obviously the district that Lurleen lives in. Lurleen tells them that she's back at Spittle County and her dad is living with her again, trying to make money off her, but she's thinking about giving up. Homer tells Marge that he can't bear to see her like this, but Marge tells Homer she'll sort this out. Make Marge put on her Major Marge outfit, make Homer feel sad about Lurleen, make Springfielders earn cowboy hats, and this will unlock Major Marge as a costume for Marge. Pretty cool. Obviously, this was the second appearance of Lurleen. She kind of put this get-up on. Lurleen tells Marge she's mighty thankful for the encouragement and she's luckily got a new show with Yodel and Zeke, but the ticket sales ain't going well, so you make Marge sell tickets, make Homer sell tickets, make Springfielders earn cowboy hats, and this will unlock the Corpulent Cowboy as a building. Obviously, this is where Homer gets his Colonel Homer outfit, so it makes sense to add this. And then finally, Homer tells Lurleen that he's got a deal going with Corpulent Cowboy and they're giving out tickets for every cowboy hat they sell. Lurleen thanks Homer, but again feels like this will be her last show. Then Colonel Homer comes out, telling her that that's no way to think, and Lurleen is up and singing. So the show is a success. Lurleen is then offered a gig with JG. So you make Homer sign the contract with JG, make Marge give Lurleen praise, make Springfielders earn cowboy hats, and this will unlock Colonel Homer as a skin for Homer. So this is definitely a skin that I want in the game quite badly, mainly because it's sort of, Homer's appeared in this get-up twice now, obviously in both the Lurleen episodes. It's kind of crazy, actually. There's quite a lot of, Lurleen stuff. That they really could have made, a whole level out of Lurleen. I think she was, paired with someone, but they could have given us, obviously the trailer park and her father, obviously the Spittle County sign, the Corpulent Cowboy, and the costume for Homer and Marge. Yeah, so I just thought it'd be cool to add an act with sort of focusing a little bit on Lurleen. Anyway, the epilogue is the Simpsons are done with their trip and say goodbye to Cookie, Clara, Buck, the natives, Lurleen, and all the rest. So you make Simpsons ×5 pack up things and head home. And then that will conclude the event. So let's have a quick look at some tasks. So for Cowboy Bob, we have clean the ultimate behemoth for 60 minutes, which will be a little animation, him sort of cleaning it, then showing it off maybe. Adjust prices for 4 hours, that'll be in his roundup, his store obviously. Give Flanders RV advice for 6 hours, that'll be with Flanders in Flanders' house. Write off debts for 8 hours, that'll be at his RV shop. Advertise to passers-by for 12 hours, that'll be outside of his RV shop, sort of, kind of being salesman-y. And then fix up crappy RVs for 24 hours. That will be, of course, in his shop. Then we got clean up for 6 seconds. That will be the one where he obviously cleans the graffiti. Clean up a picnic for 60 minutes. So there'll be a picnic sort of formed, and then he'll be scuttling along, and then he'll sort of put it all in a bag and then wander off into a bush. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, maybe that will be triggered by a bush. He'll come out the bush, clean a picnic, and then go back in the bush. Weird out guests for 4 hours, that'll be at the HQ, and if you don't own the HQ, it'll just be at the Lazy Eye Ranch sign. Be fired for 8 hours, that will be a task with the Rich Texan, that will just be the Brown House or wherever really. Clean up trash cans for 12 hours, this will be him at I should probably put clean out dumpsters. This will be him a dumpster, he'll be opening it like Cletus sort of does when he does his task. But he'll be opening the dumpster and he'll be just shoving stuff in his, shoving crap in his sack. And then annoy Cookie for 24 hours. That'll be with Cookie if you own him. If you don't own him, you can still do that task without Cookie. Yeah, just be wherever. Brown House. For Cookie, we got dance for 60 minutes. Him doing a little jig. Welcome new guests for 4 hours. Obviously, that will be an animation. That will be at the welcome new guests will be at the ranch building. Look for gold for 6 hours. That could be at the lake maybe or the beaver dam. Shoot at chickens for 8 hours, that could be anywhere. Travel the road for 12 hours, that'll be an animation. He'll have his horse and his carriage. Technically his sort of carriage is already in the game, but a separate one will spawn for the animation. And he'll just be walking around the town on his horse with his carriage. And then claim his bed for 24 hours, that'll be at the ranch building. For Clara, we got clean up the lake for 60 minutes. It'll be her with a sort of a cleanup stick, sort of jabbing stuff at the beaver thing, the beaver lake. Show Lisa around for 4 hours, that'll be at the ranch or the lake or the sign, doesn't really matter. Chase after Bart for 8 hours, that'll be her and Bart in the Simpsons house. Ride her horse for 12 hours, that'll be her riding her horse around the town. And then argue with her brother for 24 hours, that'll be with her brother if you have him. At the Brown House or wherever, really doesn't matter. For Yodel and Zeke, we got try play guitar for 60 minutes, so it'll be an animation of him failing to play guitar, the strings the strings break when he tries to play it. Drink for Yodel and encouragement. For 4 hours, that'll be at Moe's. Perform with Lurleen for 6 hours, that'll be at the Beer and Brawl. Break up a bar fight for 8 hours, that will be at the Beer and Brawl. Yodel for as long as possible, that'll be him with a mic in front of him, just sort of yodeling for 12 hours straight. And then stay in rehab for 24 hours, that'll be at the rehab centre that he comes with. And then for the actor Buck McCoy, you got try and shoot whilst drunk for 60 minutes, it'll be him standing on his 2 feet, sort of drunk out of his ass, kind of firing and missing, like just firing in the air and like drunkily stumbling. Dress up for the part for 4 hours, that'll be at his mansion. Shoot a scene for 8 hours, that could be again at his mansion or anywhere. Recover from a rough shoot for 12 hours, that'll be him on a chair with his hat on the floor and his gloves on the floor, drinking like a cup of coffee, sort of recovering from his hangover. And then supervise the editing of the film for 24 hours, that will be at the Brown House. And then for the Frank the Wonder Horse, jump over baddies for 60 minutes. So a little NPC, cowboy. They could maybe bring back one of the old NPCs from the Wild West update. But it's basically Frank the Wonder Horse sort of charging him and then leaping over him. Accept an award for 4 hours. That will be, again, could be anywhere. Maybe Channel 6. Do a solo gig without Book for 8 hours. Again, that could be anywhere. Maybe Channel 6. Go for a ride with Book for 12 hours. That will be an animation of Book on his back. If you don't own Book, you still get this animation. It just means that you don't, obviously, you just don't have Book. You only have Book for this one animation. But yeah, it will be Frank sort of riding around with Book on his back. Obviously, you will have Book anyway, because you'll get him in the prize track. It'll be physically impossible not to have him. And then look at Book's previous horses for 24 hours. That'll be at the house. For the Lazy Eye Ranch natives, you have mess around with the camera for 60 minutes. So that will be at the sort of little cutout thing at this. And like one of them will be in there, one of them will be in here, and the other one will be like taking a picture. You know, sort of messing around with it. Prepare for a beaver attack for 4 hours. That will be at the tribal camp. Give out advice for 6 hours. That will be at the tribal camp or the building. Give a tour of the ranch for 8 hours. That will be at the sign. Defend the camp against beavers for 12 hours. So that will be them at their little tribal camp, and a bunch of beavers will be like running in, and they'll be like smacking the beavers or something. And then sell crap for 24 hours. That will be, again, it could be anywhere. The sign or their little tribal camp. For Tachi Lisa, you got prove her native lineage for 60 minutes. So this will be like a little, like, you know, with Cosign's task. So Cosign has like a task where it's like a whiteboard spawns. Basically, like a whiteboard or a chalkboard will spawn for Lisa, and she'll be basically showing her family tree and where her native ancestor is. Learn more about native culture for 4 hours. That will be at the convention center. Connect with nature for 8 hours. That will be just at a tree or a bush, wherever. Give a speech for 12 hours. That will be outside the convention center. Little podium will spawn and she'll just be sort of chatting. And then research her ancestors more for 24 hours. That will be at the library. And then for John Squawkenbear, we have deliver copies of the Chippewa Bugle. Chippewa Bugle. For 60 minutes, that'll be him with that newspaper sort of going around. He could be on a bike, actually. Yeah, he'll be on like a bike, and he'll just be like chucking the newspapers at people's houses, you know, or just chucking it out as he sort of rides around. Listen to speeches for 4 hours. That'll be the convention center. Research a new tribe for 8 hours. That'll be at the library. Write up a scoop for 12 hours. That'll be him looking at his notepad and then just sort of typing on a typewriter. There'll be like a little desk will spawn, and he'll be like looking at his notepad and then typing on a typewriter. And then get screamed at by his editor for 24 hours. There was like a joke that his editor was called like, I think his editor was called Screaming Editor or something like that. Anyway, and then we got Royce spice up his drink for 60 minutes. That'll be him putting some heroin into his drink. Cash in royalties for 4 hours. That'll be could be anywhere really. Look for a new talent for 6 hours. Again, could be anywhere. Crash at Lorleans for 8 hours. That'll be the trailer park. Try launch his own singing career for 12 hours. That will be him attempting to sing and sort of failing. And beg Lorleen to take him back for 24 hours. That will be him and Lorleen at the trailer park. For Major Marge, you got try use a whip for 60 minutes. That will be her with a whip, attempting to sort of use it and failing. Put on boots for 4 hours. That will be at either the Corpulent Cowboy, the Simpsons house, whatever one she's closest with when you initiate that task. Shop for new accessories. That will be obviously at the Corpulent Cowboy. Listen to Lorleen's take for 12 hours. That'll be her with like sort of a pair of headphones on, and like sort of listening to. Maybe she's like sat down. Maybe a whole like little recording booth sort of spawns, but she'll be sat down basically listening to a song, and then maybe like jamming to it a little bit as well, like sort of cringy Marge style. And then try broker a record deal for 24 hours. And then for Colonel Homer, you have listen to Lorleen for 60 minutes. I thought this would be a nice little task, right? Him and Lorleen, him and his get up, and then like Lorleen just sort of playing a song, and then Homer sort of listening and admiring it. I thought that would be a really cool little animation. Anyway, get Lorleen on the radio for 4 hours. That'll be either KJazz or KBBL, whichever one you have, or Channel 6 if you don't have either. Be fitted for a new suit for 8 hours. That will be the corpulent cowboy. Sell Lorleen's tapes for 12 hours. That'll be an animation. He'll be having her tapes or her CD. Why have I said tapes? I don't know why I've gone to tapes. Tapes or CDs anyway, and he'll be kind of going around, sort of throwing them, maybe giving them to like random NPCs. Maybe they sort of spawn, and then sign a new record deal for 24 hours. That will be at the JG's Mansion if you own it. If not, it will be at the like Channel 6, I guess. Anyway, that is everything I've got for this little event idea. I think there's so much potential for a second Wild West update. I've actually been quite silent on it recently because I didn't really think, but really thinking about it, there was so much they missed, and yeah, I just think there's plenty of great stuff they can give us. You know, like obviously, I think probably the weakest character is these guys, but they played a big part in the episode, so I figured it'd be cool. Plus, I kind of wanted to make this like a Native American act. Yeah. Obviously, you got the stuff with Lorleen, stuff with the ranch, and the sort of native characters. Then you got the stuff with Buck McCoy and the stuff with Clara. So I think it kind of ties a lot of loose ends. Plus, you get Cookie. Ties a lot of loose ends. You get Cowboy Bob thrown in there. I think this would be an awesome update if they did this. So, yeah, I love it, even though I made it. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Please tell me your thoughts on this update idea, and I shall see you in the next one. Goodbye.